Chushington. Okay, so the next game to review on this December Games Review is Just Cause 4. So if you're watching on YouTube, click like if you want. If you dig the review, leave a comment. We're doing something new. We're doing a review of the December games. And if you're watching this, let me know what you think of all these games. I'll probably be chopping up all the individual reviews and putting them on YouTube. So, yes, if I do the whole video, well, you might have to hear me re-say this a bunch of times. But, alright, so let's get into the Just Cause 4 gameplay. So, let's watch the trailer for it. I'm going to mute it because it does have, you know, actual music. Well, I guess I could put it, like, kind of up here. Very low. Let's see.
Games, combining unlimited freedom, a fully customizable toolset, and never seen before gameplay physics to make the largest, most beautiful, and dangerous Just Cause world ever built.
I mean, how does that not sound enticing? You know what I'm saying? Big open sandbox world for you to do whatever you want in and, you know, do it however you want to do it, you know.
Powered by its new Apex engine, Just Cause 4
Apex
has never
engine.
looked or played better. And once again, the action has been dialed up to 11.
I mean, I think it does look really nice, but for me, it always looks kind of bubbly. Like, everything kind of looks very rounded. I don't know. I think that, like, the graphics are great, but, like, it always kind of, I don't know. I think that it's, like, look at the lighting. It's more so in the lighting. Like, this arm here doesn't look as good as, like, this area here. Like, you could really see the texture with the lighting and every kind of frilly kind of bend part in that leather there. And then you start getting up here, and then what happens on the arm here? What, is the sun just not shining on that side even though it's shining on the front of his body? Is it coming from the top right there? Then how is it hitting parts like here if it was coming from the top right? You know, there'd have to be more sun here. You know, but I don't know. Maybe the sun's coming from that side and I'm just blind, but it really looks like the whole front of him is kind of lit, and even though he's turned to the side, I don't know. It just, you know, and then the textures here, you know, it's, I don't know. When they say, like, these visuals great, I think the world looks great. You know, like, look at the background, stunning. But that's just me nitpicking. But, I mean, wow, look at this. Look at this freaking mountain. Look at this, well, this crevasse here. This crevasse, unbelievable. Look at that. That is stunning. I mean, look at the rocks at his feet. That is stunning. It's stunning what they're achieving.
And what will be Rico's most dangerous and personal mission yet?
Look at his eyes. His eyes look like they actually have life to him.
Peru, Bolivia, and Argentina, Solis features many unique environments and places to discover. From lush rainforests to mysterious caves, dense cities, and hidden temples.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Amazing
oh, so you can drive in this?
Plus, all populated with iconic landmarks, a variety of animals, and incredible vistas.
Wow.
But behind the beauty lies a dangerous phenomenon. Solis suffers frequent extreme weather events. Tornadoes, torrential lightning storms, blizzards, and sandstorms all form systemically in the world. At the heart of the narrative, Rico will pursue the source of these destructive forces, whilst hoping to clean up his family's name. But Rico will face a new breed of adversary with advanced technology who control all resources on Solis. Meet Gabriela Morales, leader of the Black Hand's powerful private army, and Rico's fiercest rival yet.
Oh my!
You will need to build
not his fiercest rival yet.
New and familiar faces. Each character you meet and each mission they give you, no matter how big or small, will all aid you in your quest against the Black Hand. The main part of the game unfolds on your terms.
I mean, we're making like some of the most stunning visuals in the background, but then look at the car. What is this like? It's like a little stamped little thing there to kind of show, what is that? It's supposed to be a vent. Well, we got a window here. It looks like a rectangle with wheels. Like, this is the most... And then look at the whole airport here. There's, like, nothing here.
Players will tackle each and every objective in any order they choose. Your own actions and
look at the plane. There's, like, barely any textures on the plane. Golly.
Will decide what you experience on Solis. We've taken everything players love about Just Cause and improved on it, throwing in bold new gameplay systems that are as fun as they are visually stunning.
Wow.
Weather events bring new interactive physics systems and new combat opportunities.
So you're just gonna be fighting, and then all of a sudden, tornado comes flying through town. Golly.
His iconic gear.
Look at that, took us.
Customizable with boosters, airlifters, and tethers. Each element featuring tunable parameters that
Alright, so an RPG system.
Loadout for countless hours of fun and amazing stunts. Getting around is just as exciting on the ground as it is in the air, with more vehicles than ever. From agile microjets to construction vehicles, all built to be used, destroyed, and then resupplied to players. Whether you intend to create chaos or just lay down some serious stunts, our world offers an unparalleled amount of terrain and toys designed around players.
That's one way to get into that building. That's kind of cool.
Equip your best grapple combo and unleash your creativity. Want to fly a tank over an enemy base? Fancy destroying an entire settlement with a giant inflammable custom-made bomb? If you can imagine it, you can do it.
That's cool.
Every weapon is designed to offer something unique, and we made sure each brought something different to the table. Weapon options range from the powerful to the downright incredible, and each weapon has a devastating secondary fire mode.
Wow.
For those looking for a more hardcore experience, high levels of heat story campaign.
Okay, let's skip a little bit.
The world of Solis. The world is yours, and what you do with it is up to you.
Well, I like that they say that there's a campaign from the 3rd of December, Gold Edition, Digital Deluxe. Okay. So it's coming out PlayStation, Steam, Xbox One. Looks interesting. It does look interesting. I will say that. I do like that there is a story, a campaign to it. I want to see what comes with the Digital Deluxe content here. So you get Gold Edition. What do we get? Black Hand Stealth Microjet. Aircraft has retractable wings. So that's the thing we saw in that video there. Stealth optic camouflage. So it's like the OP stealth jet. Black Hand prototype weaponized wingsuit. Okay, taking the extreme Black Hand secret weapon, this prototype wingsuit features boost technology and the ability to be upgraded with barrel spewing barrel rolls, abyssal barrage attacks. Okay. So, my worry, DLC may contain content not appropriate for all ages. My main worry is, you got an expansion pass, of course. So, that means that there's going to be more story coming to it about this content. Daredevils, Demons, Danger. Expansion pass now secure 7 days early access to each of the 3 expansions upon their release. Now, the only thing I find to be a downside to this game is because it sounds cool. You see that trailer and it does look kind of cool. Like, who wouldn't want to just be able to play the game however they want to play it? Freaking, like they said, make this bomb thing and take out a whole town if you want to. Yeah, the graphics, you could tell that they had to make some of the towns and stuff. When, like, the bridge, that one bridge part. Let's see if I can find that, maybe. I think it was, like, somewhere around here. Yeah, there we go. So, look at how many pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, it's not, like, the biggest kind of explosion that you'll ever see here. It's definitely kind of, I'm not saying this isn't amazing, but they've definitely had to make smaller parts because how much can it really run? Like, and I'm imagining this is probably on a high-end PC that they're recording this with, because you want it to look as the best it possibly can. So there are a lot of pieces here that the physics are the engine's having to load here and decide where it's going. You see the explosions definitely got a lot of background effects going on. You got a lot of the smoke going on, covering up a lot of the details and stuff. But it really is I mean, has this bridge turn into these kind of roofing tiles? It's it's definitely not the most intricate of explosions here, and the vehicles, look, there's nothing on the bottom of it. A lot of the textures are a little bit, then you see that and it's like, look, one gigantic piece, and these kind of look like polygon pieces that would have been in, Tron. Like, it's definitely, I don't think, the most like wow type of thing, that I've ever seen in my life, but not everything could look like Red Dead Redemption 2. So I do admit that's definitely a high end expectation of the game, So I have some concerns with that, especially since it's a $60 game. And when you think of like Rockstar, they provided you with one of the most stunning worlds, the most visually realistic looking worlds that we've seen in a while, and a lot of small things happening, even including weather effects. Now, granted, Just Cause seems to have somewhat large. I mean, in those movie scenes where you see the gigantic tornado, but then you see the gameplay footage, and the tornado looks a lot smaller. Like the tornado looks like it's maybe 8 times the width of your actual player character. So I don't think it's like as like whoa, like world breaking. I think it's gonna be, you got like a little cloud of dirt around you. You got like the tornado coming through. Like it's not like as wow. Like none of it feels like I'm like whoa. It seems like, oh yeah, it's kind of cool. Like for $60, I can kind of see that. But then I started looking into it because I was kind of curious, like, I might be spoiled from Red Dead Redemption 2, but I mean, this is Square Enix. This is not a small gaming company. I don't think that they've made as much money as Rockstar, so I don't think that they have the same amount of power to make something equivalent to Red Dead Redemption 2. But with Red Dead Redemption 2, you do get a story mode, and then in that same world that you have that story mode in, you have a multiplayer world. And granted, yes, it has downsides with its microtransactions, but you still have it. And you could play it, and your experience might not be as great with so many people run around with, like, when the microtransactions come out, and they could buy these, like, OP guns and stuff. Your experience might go downhill a little bit. But I've seen a rumor here. So someone in Reddit said, Just Cause 4 multiplayer, new game generation 0. So someone mentions it here, but then someone from the Square Enix, the community manager here, says there will be no multiplayer mode in Just Cause 4. The member of staff that joined Avalanche Studios Sweden is working on a different non-Square Enix product. I checked out the Bleeding Cool thing, and I looked around, and I can confirm, like, the Square Enix has said there, is no multiplayer coming to this game. Avalanche will not be making a multiplayer. It's just going to be story mode, and it's going to be a sandbox. So single player, there's no co-op in it either. I can understand, all right, you don't want to give it multiplayer, but this day and age, I mean, it's not like this is like Assassin's Creed where you really are just playing one character. I mean, like they said, there's so many new characters in this game and blah, blah, blah. They couldn't have just made someone to do some co-op with so you can play with your friends. I mean, for $60, I think that Rockstar has raised the bar so much that at this point it's kind of like you kind of have to make, if you're one of the big world video games, you have to somehow really step it up, and I thank Rockstar for that, because I do think that in a way a lot of game companies were doing like what Just Cause 4 here is doing, and kind of sitting back a little bit, doing the same old in some ways, and not doing it to shock you, but just doing it to get their next paycheck, because it's time for the next version of this game to come out, But like I said, I do think this game looks interesting. I'm definitely intrigued by it, and I'll be looking at it when it comes out and deciding if I want to do an actual playthrough of it on the channel here, and then review it for the actual reviews. This is definitely one of the games I think I'll be playing for December, just because I do think it is intriguing, and the world-breaking stuff is kind of cool, and then figuring out how you want to go in and do maybe a quest or something. Seems kind of cool. And I hope it's going to be kind of like Assassin's Creed where you can travel around, but they haven't really shown um, the what the map looks like, how big is the map. We're just kind of getting like smaller reveals. I guess here's the tornado reveal. Oh, we're not gonna be able to watch it. I see. Golly, we don't get the tornado review. But yeah, we don't like we get to see this big open area, but how much of it really is gonna be traversable? We're gonna get this big open area, but how long is it gonna take me if I just drove off road? Is it gonna take me 2 minutes to drive to that hill there? Is it gonna take me a minute? Like, how long is it going to take me to ride there? Because we know from what we saw, that tornado is not as big as we think. So how big actually is this background world? Is it as big as Red Dead Redemption? Or is it kind of big looking, but actually small? So that's why I wonder. I have a lot of curiosities in these trailers here, and from what I can see from the gameplay. And in this day and age, I do think more and more we do have to say, is this really good? Or have they made it look good, but in reality, when really experiencing it, it's kind of like, because a lot of games are releasing just very subpar stuff that look good in trailers. Like, I thought Call of Cthulhu was going to be amazing from the trailers, with all this water stuff, and then flipping under the water, and then above the water, and then this monster coming out and grabbing the guy, and it was so visual, and all this stuff happening. And then I actually played it, and it was like a bad version of Outlast with less story, more like searching around for random stuff, and way less interaction with any NPCs and especially monsters. Like, way less. By the time you finally get up something scary, it was like, oh. So, and that game was $60. And then We Happy Few was $60. And there's so many things that are coming out for $60, and then you actually play it and experience it, and then you realize, whoa, this looked amazing in the trailer, it looked great. And it's not even that it's like visual downgrades, it's just that the game is just not finished. What you actually are doing in it is just not fun. And that's where the problem comes in. So yes, this game tells you could do anything, however you want to do it or whatnot, but then you look around and you got an airport that doesn't seem to have many buildings in it or anything. It just looks like a wide open area. And then a lot of those places didn't look like you're going through buildings. It looks like, how can I just destruct this place as best as possible? And it doesn't look like you're going to be going down hallways. It doesn't look like you're going to be breaching buildings. It just looks like it's just causes much chaos. And I don't know if, when you look at it, you're kind of expecting more of a, at least I'm expecting more of, not like I don't want to say Call of Duty, but like a more of a first-person shooter / adventure style game. Like they say, there's hidden tombs, so I'm expecting maybe some type of Tomb Raider-esqueness to it. Adventuring, checking out beautiful places. Working my way through places. But I don't think that that's what we're gonna get. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on Just Cause 4. Please do let me know in the comments or live what you think about it if you've played Just Cause the ones before this, 1 through 3, because I didn't play those, so I haven't been on the Just Cause train. I haven't been on it, so I don't really necessarily know. I'm just going off of just the trailers, so, especially since these games aren't out, all I can do is review the trailers, and or if I'm seeing gameplay footage from like a beta or something, so let me know in the comments what you think about it. And if you want, click like if you watch on YouTube or whatnot. So thank you for watching. Let's move on to the next game.